see, at least in this format. Let me just adjust one thing real quick. I'll give myself a little room. It's me. It's your old pal Chuck. I'm doing this quick vlog. Consider it like the holiday update. Few things I want to discuss. Number one, and really the most important, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Hard to believe it'll be a week tomorrow, and it will be December 1st. And what's interesting is when I was in church on Sunday, and I knew this, we're actually going to have 4 full weeks of Advent, which means we're going to have a very full Christmas season. Christmas is on a Sunday this year. I'm looking a little scraggly here. I haven't shared yet. But um, number two, I want to talk about, as I'm sure most of you have known, uh, I've started doing shorts a little more regularly. Now, here's the story. About a month and a half ago, I get an email from YouTube talking about they now rolled out the ability to make shorts out of videos, and they recommended making shorts out of older videos that really don't get a lot of views. And I said, well, why not? Maybe it'll draw some traffic to some older videos that I think people might enjoy. So I went and I started with my most watched videos. And sure enough, for example, my most watched video is the from Age of Extinction, the Power Battlers Optimus Prime. This is the one with the sword. Um, that has over 200,000 views. So I was curious to see what would happen. So I condensed it to what I think was a really funny moment when I was having Optimus Prime do the "I have the power" from, by the power of Cybertron. I thought it was funny. Well, sure enough, that short got more views than the video I think has gotten in a year or so, or even longer. And I started doing that, and the same thing happened. So then I started doing maybe like follow up videos, for example, with the Masterpiece Train Bot that, you know, figuring out how I screwed things up, and then the whole thing about the sword storage for Raiden. And those did pretty well too. Then I thought, well, let's have some fun. Let's try something a little tongue in cheek. And I know that rant videos are popular, and a lot of shorts are doing commentary. And I thought, well, we'll do it tongue in cheek. I really don't think people are going to, or I think people will understand that in 1 minute you really can't discuss, major issues uh, in toy collecting and the hobby. I was wrong. Uh, it got a lot of responses. Studio Series Ironhide, the video there that I did, that says that it's proof that Hasbro doesn't want your money. Yeah, I actually came up with like a theme of like proof videos. That is actually doing more. That is actually on track to do 10,000 views, and uh, obviously has done way more views than the regular review. Same thing with Shattered Glass Slicer. Um, a little upsetting, a little disheartening, especially considering that as of right now, shorts are not monetized. That will apparently change in February. So I hope I can still get these views on these videos come February. I mean, because they're not going to retroactively, uh, credit them. And then I did one on Kamakura. As ooh, little buffering there. As you all know, I think the Classified series is fantastic. This is the Joe line I think they should have been doing years ago. Obviously, they needed to compete with 6-inch action figure collectors, and they've done that. They've gotten guys who buy Marvel Legends, the DC Multiverse, Black Series. They've gotten them to come over and try them out, which means there's a new audience there. Plus, I really feel that at the 3 3/4 inch scale, Hasbro had pushed what they could do outside of really going into the full Japanese style, where over there their 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch figures have like interchangeable hands, way like full 6-inch, 12-inch figure articulation, but they also are sold at a higher price point in some cases, and some of them are even more akin to like mini model kits that there is some assembly. And I didn't see Hasbro doing that. So I mean, sure, there's some issues aside with classified, and I did have some issues with how the line was rolled out, but Hasbro really corrected it and their retail partners, which I did acknowledge. So anyway, Kamakura, fine figure. Great to see that they really are spreading all out. They're going to that new Sculpt era from the early 2000s. Hard to believe that's over 20 years old already. And to a character that was very beloved by the fandom. So I did a short video because I mean there were some complaints about the price and the fact that Kamakura, being a store exclusive, was sold as a deluxe. And I said, yeah, well, that's kind of silly. I mean, what can I do? Now, and I'm going to do a short about this. I really didn't think people would take so seriously a video where a grown man is singing Kamakura to the tune of Karma Chameleon. Well, sure enough, they did. It's gone on to be my most viewed classified review, the classified video, which again I have a, it's a little annoying, but it's also my most viewed GI Joe review video since the 50th anniversary review. It's also gotten the most responses that there's 4 pages of people renting clothing on his tank. So I just want to tell you, and I'm that's why I'm doing this here because I know really the core members of my audience are the ones who watch these live streams. They're a joke. I'm having fun with them. I mean, yes, these are serious issues, but as I said in the beginning, they cannot be talked about in 60 seconds. I mean, people say it's rambling, there's no point. I go, exactly. I mean, most shorts are a lot like that. I'm not PragerU that there's like that these people have writers who can condense it. Now there is going to be a follow-up short to the whole GI Joe thing that I think some of you are going to enjoy. And I realized last night that I've done GI Joe, I've done Transformers, I haven't done Masters of the Universe. That one's going to be a little bit different because I think Mattel is doing great with Masters of the Universe. Um, I don't know how many of you are aware of this. They have actually reissued Wave 2. That is showing up in stores. Trapjaw, Scareglow, Orko, figures that people could not find at retail and thus could not afford to get online because they were being marked up, and some stores online didn't even get them. They're getting them now. So go to your local Targets. There's apparently these nice 40th anniversary displays. Also, by the way, if you're interested in that 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man, it's actually on sale on Amazon right now for like 15 and change. A little disappointed that I got mine from Big Bad and I paid a little more. A little disappointed. A lot of disappointed. But actually, they're having a lot of sales right now on the Masters of the Universe Origins figures. So go check that out if you're interested in that line. I know, I mean, I collect it, but I got to tell you, I have a lot of figures still sealed just because the videos don't get views, and it's kind of like to put the effort in would be a little bit of wasting my time. But that's the thing about the shorts. Now, let me talk about what's going to be coming up in December because December starts tomorrow, Thursday. That means, once again, we will be doing my daily Advent vlog uh, videos. Now, this year, did not get a Lego Advent calendar. They didn't really speak to me, and I'm stepping in here a little because, all right, just want to make sure I was seeing the chat. I don't know how it was set. Um, I might have missed a lot of chat, so I don't know if anybody's been typing. There's really only one person watching, so hi. Um, the Lego calendars this year really didn't speak to me. Um, I mean, and the daily videos I was doing for them, because we're like, I mean, these don't really get views, and I don't do them for the views. I do them for fun, but it just really wasn't worth it. Harlan, how are you? 118. I have no idea. No, I have no idea what time it is now. Oh, it's 116. Oh, I mean, my clock's slow. But so yeah, and this year, even like not even the Star Wars, but like the regular one, it was like, eh. I mean, they have a Christmas tree. If the Christmas tree actually came with a light up brick, I would have been a bit more interested. Also, I'm as at this point, my main focus is doing my holiday show, and hopefully I'm just about done. But that's why I'm not jumping on those Masters of the Universe deals. But anyway, so that'll be a daily thing. Last year, I'm not sure a lot of you realized, I actually was doing three. I was doing the traditional Advent calendar, the Lego Star Wars calendar, and then on Instagram, the Christmas before, my sister got me the Royal Family Christmas card Advent calendar that actually featured Brian May uh, in it. So I was doing that on Instagram. So yeah, and one of the things, going back to the shorts, and what you're going to see, well, you're not going to see it, but I'll be using it while doing the Advent calendar, is this new edition. Um, I know I mentioned that I would want to start showing like my little behind the scenes of the stuff the equipment I use. This is a new edition. I saw this, like a friend pointed it out to me. I kind of was like, well, I've already have two selfie sticks and a tripod. Like I don't want to be that guy. But when I saw just how big it was, what it could do, and I mean, this is actually much bigger. Like right now, I'm using the selfie tripod that I always use when I do these. Uh, this, as you can see, it's like is much longer, much bigger. This can actually go all the way to the floor. There's a ring here to lock it in place. It does have a remote for the shutter. It has an attachment for GoPro. This is obviously the cell phone mount. And what it is, you screw it on this way for horizontal, which it's how you're seeing me now. And there's another attachment to do it vertical, which is how I use for the shorts. So yeah, this is what I use for the shorts, but this is also what I've been using lately to film the videos. Like I have this go all the way to the floor, and I bring the camera up that way. It actually makes it a little bit easier to handle the figures and stuff, and I'm not stretching as much, and uh, there's I don't have that whole tripod in the way, and so far I really like it. This actually brings up something I wanted to ask you guys because I mean, I have the remote here for this one. There's a remote here. My problem is I need to find a remote that can work the camera in the YouTube app. So when I record the shorts, I don't have to tap the screen because tapping it shakes the camera a little, stuff like that. Um, it's by the way, it's about 40-mile-per-hour winds here today. My cat is in the front window going nuts. Yeah. I mean, if you guys have been around for a while, you know Delilah. But anyway, so if you guys can recommend a Bluetooth remote that works with shorts, like they make them that work with TikTok, and I saw something on Amazon that kind of says you can scroll through shorts, and it has two shutter buttons, one for the camera, one for still photo, one for video. I think it's like I kind of don't want to spend the money in case it doesn't do what I need it to. Then again, I mean, I could also just use it with a regular tripod because now I'm trying to get in the habit of using the remotes to start and stop the camera. Again, you're less touching of the camera, make it more steady. Also, you might have noticed that I have gone back to filming in 4K at 60 frames per second. I think whatever issues with the phone overheating have dissipated, so we can do that. But this is just something I have, and I think it's really cool. It is available on Amazon. It's made by Kaizs, Kaieess, Kaizs. I mean, it's really handy. Now, I mean, this is not something I would travel with if I'm just good. When I go out with friends and I want to take a photo, I use this one a lot because I like the stabilizing gimbal. This would be like for larger events where I need to really position it in a wider setting that it's something I can't put on the table because again, it is very big. But I thought guys might really enjoy that. So coming up today, I do plan on a video. It's going to be like a Star Wars related video. I know a lot of you aren't really into that, but I'm out of Transformers. It does remind me, I was thinking about it because I read something online I saw a comment from somebody on something else, and it just got me thinking. I'm going to try something new. Um, with the last wave of Legacy, there were a couple figures, Skullgrin and Point Blank, that I was sitting there and I'm like, you know, this would be really handy if I showed the transformation back and forth, like to do it both ways, because these are a little complicated and the instructions are not as wonderful. And I usually make a point of showing, if there's something you need to know from going from robot to vehicle, when going from vehicle to robot, I point it out. But I think pointing it out isn't as good as actually showing it. So what I'm going to do is do videos that are just transforming. No opinions, no review. It's literally going to be robot to vehicle, vehicle to robot. If they do well, I might consider doing more of them in the future. Um, Hello, Yuri. Good to see you. Um, Other than that, so keep an eye out for that. If you like them, watch them, share them, promote them, help them get views. Because if I don't see a lot of interest, I'm not going to keep doing it. Um, let's see, yeah. So other than that, so I do have a Star Wars review coming up today. I know it's not something that a lot of people like, but you know what? It's something I'm into. And like I said, right now I'm kind of out of Transformers, so there's going to be some classified series figures. Uh, Over the last 2 weeks, a lot of stuff came in early, especially 2 weeks ago. That was a really bad week. So that might be something that I mean that might be another topic for a short about. I think it's time for Hasbro to stop with the conservative shipping dates because I mean, you budget, but you budget for the time that it's supposed to come, and there's a difference between being a couple of weeks early and being like 2 or 3 months early. And I know some people talk about well, pay in advance, and I don't know. I mean, a whole wave of Transformers, meaning a wave of Legacy, Deluxe, Voyager, Leader, and there's not always a leader, and even the core, that's about $250 right now. And then as you factor in if you want to get something from Studio Series, there's that. And then don't forget we have these Earth Spark figures dropping anytime soon. I mean that's a whole nother series. They've already hit in Canada, and I would recommend. I know there's some people out there who are doing the reviews from Canada. Um, may or may not be moderators from a major transformer site, so they're making the news themselves. Just keep in mind, I'll be getting. I mean, as soon as these hit U.S. Online retail, I'll be getting mine. I mean, I didn't pre-order them through Pulse because I really don't like pre-ordering through Pulse outside of exclusives because I think they actually charge more in terms of tax, but they'll be coming. Um, and by the way, the kids line is going to be a primary focus just because those videos tend to do a lot better for me. So just so you know that. But um, it's just that $250 to pay up front. The idea of like pre-ordering on Amazon, you get to pay it off over time. You get gift cards. You can add that to the order, bring the price down, which is another thing. How about the last couple months with Amazon having these sales where it's newly released figures? Uh, yes, they are, Yuri. Newly released figures, like 2 weeks after you get them delivered to you, they're on sale for like a deep discount with a coupon or something. What's up with that? I'll give you an example. Core Class Studio Series Laserbeak, the pink bumblebee. I got that maybe like end of October or something. They have it now on Amazon 50% off. That hurts. Which, by the way, if you don't have it for 50% off, issues aside, that's a good price for that figure. So go check it out. I mean, I've heard from a lot of people that they're now going to rethink doing pre-orders. And, and I even have to think about it. And I'm someone who needs to get the figures as soon as possible to get those first reviews up. I mean, that's a reviewer issue, first world problems, but I just wanted to share that. So, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the daily reviews too. I try to do them daily or at least have something up. Like today, I think is actually going to be, you're going to have this live stream. There's actually going to be a short. It's not going to be a rant. It's going to be like a little instructional thing on something I got. Kind of fun. And like I said, I'm going to try to do that Star Wars review. So keep an eye out for all of that. Christmas, the Advent vlogs start tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that, doing that with you guys. As always, I appreciate your support. As some of you may have noticed, I started promoting the Patreon again in my videos. I know times are tough, and I say this always. If you can't do it, don't worry about it. Interacting like this, liking, commenting, subscribing, watching the videos, that's more than thanks enough. The Patreon is a cherry on top of an already generous Sunday. I mean, I'm able to like make some coin off of doing videos on silly toys, which that's what it is at the end of the day. So that's about it. This is, oh God, we're almost at 21 minutes. I thought it'd be a little quicker, but thank you so much for watching. This is your old pal Chuck, and I'll see you next time.